I will accept atonement for myself today. You will accept atonement for yourself today. What's good, fam? We made it to lesson 139 of A Course in Miracles. Now we're going to be discussing the idea of atonement. If you don't know already, atonement is a very central idea to the Course. If you break down that word, it is at one mint. So atonement, in the most simplest terms I could put it, is the recognition that our separation from God never really occurred. Our separation from who we really are never really occurred. Now, to take a few analogies, if you've ever watched Alice in Wonderland, let's just use this example to understand atonement. Alice fell asleep and her body was perfectly fine and safe, but she believed that she fell in a hole and there was a myriad of illusions taking place in her dream the deeper she went into that hole. But whenever she woke up, she understood that it never really happened to begin with. Now, that's what atonement is. Atonement needs you to do nothing. It just waking up. It is a waking up. You need to accept truth and no longer deny it. Another example would be if you've ever watched The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy fell asleep and she dreamed this insane illusion, this dream, and she really thought all that was going on and it seemed so real. And then she woke up and understood that she was perfectly safe and sound and it was all just a dream. That's another instance we can use in this analogy where atonement was, where you just accepted you were already home. Me and you are already home. Me and you never really separated ourselves from who we really are, from our source, and from all aspects of creation. It is all simply just a belief. And if that's hard to believe, again, just take those analogies. Alice in Wonderland and Wizard of Oz, and I'm sure you could think about movies you've seen in your experience, or you can use analogies that you have seen with your own eyes from your experience, and you can use all of these movies and shows and examples and analogies to help you understand that that's what's going on here. Me and you are in this dream, and me and you have crossed paths with one another, and we found A Course in Miracles, whether we found it through one another or we've been on this journey before coming in contact with one another. But long story short, me and you have finally woken up. We have accepted atonement. We are here now understanding that we never really separated ourselves from our source. We are in a pure state of bliss right now and oneness. We are at one mint, atonement, with everything that is created. We are one with all aspects of creation. Now, we are going to dive into the lesson so we could break this down more clearly, but I just wanted to give that basis before we do begin the lesson. Just understand that whenever we're not in this state of mind, we have simply fallen asleep, and if we accept atonement, we will wake up and understand that it was all just a dream. We never really left our bed. We never really left our source. We have and always will be there at one with all aspects of creation, perfectly safe and sound. And it's only that tiny little mad idea that we believe, and we've been calling the ego, that tiny little mad idea that we believe we are this body and everything going on here in this world, and it appears so real and so serious. But when we take it a little less serious and wake up and accept atonement, then we are good. We're chilling, we're awake, and we are indestructible. We are invulnerable. We are forever. We are eternal. So go ahead and open up the lesson if you haven't already. If you don't got the book yet, the PDF is in the description. Let's go ahead and begin. Lesson 139. I will accept atonement for myself. Here is the end of choice. For here we come to a decision to accept ourselves as God created us. And what is choice except uncertainty of what we are? And what is choice except uncertainty of what we are? There is no doubt that is not rooted here. There is no question but reflects this one. There is no conflict that does not entail the single, simple question, what am I? Yet, Who could ask this question except one who has refused to recognize himself? Only refusal to accept yourself could make the question seem to be sincere. The only thing you can be surely known by any living thing is what it is. From this one point of certainty, it looks on another thing as certain as itself. Uncertainty about what you must be is self-deception on a scale so vast its magnitude can hardly be conceived. To be alive and not to know yourself is to believe that you are really dead. For what is life except to be yourself? And what but you can be alive? Instead, who is the doubter? What is it he doubts? Whom does he question? Who can answer him? He merely states that he is not himself, and therefore, being something else, becomes a questioner of what that something is. This is powerful. So it states right here at the beginning, in the beginning paragraph, there is no conflict that does not entail the single simple question, what am I? Now, whenever God created me and you as perfection, love, and light, we simply knew that. We were that. We beed that. We were being that, embodying what God created. It simply was just certain. We knew that we were created by God in love and light. Now, it states right here, there is no question but reflects this one. There is no conflict that does not entail the single simple question, what am I? Meaning whenever we are experiencing any sort of conflict, we don't know who we are because God's Son, which is me and you, is conflict free. Meaning when we're experiencing conflict, we're not really experiencing conflict. We are perceiving there to be conflict, and who could perceive conflict unless they were asleep to the fact that they are God's Son and conflict free. Now let's continue, but that's a powerful question to keep in mind. And all these questions that were just asked right here. For what is life except to be yourself? And what but you can be alive instead? Who is the doubter? What is it he doubts? Whom does he question? Who can answer him? All these questions are simply the result of us not being certain of who we really are. So let's be certain today that we are the light of the world. Me and you are as God created us, and me and you are one. God has one Son, and me and you and all of us are all it. We are all one in that oneness we discussed yesterday and in many previous lessons before yesterday. There is only one, and everything sprung forth from that oneness. And although me and you are down here from time to time believing that we're separate, whenever we elevate and ascend back into that oneness, we will be conflict free. And that is the point that we want. That is what we want. That is our will. We will to be in this state of mind in heaven. And there is nothing me and you need to do to be here except the fact that this is what there is. The Holy Spirit cannot help us reinterpret all of our fearful illusions unless we step out of the way and no longer continue to give them power and existence. Whenever we believe in the illusion, we are not letting nothing else get in the way. That's like deciding I'm taking this route. Now no other route is possible to you. Although you're being guided, you're not going to accept that guidance because you have decided already. That word right there is implying you cut off all other options. You have decided on this option. All other options are no longer an option no more. And now you're not accepting any other guidance. That's kind of what's happening right now, is whenever we believe in the illusion, we have decided to believe in the fear and the worry and the doubt. And the Holy Spirit, if you will, God, if you will, who you really are, if you will, cannot come in and insert and penetrate those walls because you have free will, and that would be a violation of your free will if God were to insert the guidance that me and you are looking for. We can't accept that guidance if we have decided this is what we are going to do. But whenever we step out of our own way and accept atonement, accept at-one-ment, whenever we understand that there is nothing to be saved from other than our own illusions, and ask for some guidance whenever we are in need of guidance, then that guidance can be given because we finally say, you know what? I give up. I'm no longer trying to hold together this world of mine that I created. I'm going to step out of the way and let it crumble and fall into the nothingness from which it was built out of, and allow the Holy Spirit, if you will, to guide me to truth, where there is only indestructibility there in heaven. There is nothing that can be destroyed. There is no conflict. It is perfection. And that is the state of mind that me and you are returning to today, if we are not there already. He merely states that he is not himself, and therefore, being something else, becomes a questioner of what that something is. Yet he could never be alive at all unless he knew the answer. That's another quote I would like to mention before continuing. There's a quote I've heard sometime in my life where it says, "You're alive, but you're not really living." And that's kind of what people are experiencing right now. They believe they are a body in this world and they're alive. Yeah, their body's animated and they're moving, but they're not really living. They are not really experiencing the fullness that is right beneath their level of awareness. They are not really experiencing this oneness and love that me and you are experiencing. And no judgment at all, but that's just an observation. And we are in that category from time to time too, meaning me and you from time to time are not experiencing the fullness of this oneness that is here. And that is due to the fact that we still value things of this world, and we are attached to things of this world. We are attached to a certain image of ourselves, and whenever someone attacks that image, we feel defensive. Therefore, we block ourselves from experiencing this oneness. We are attached to material possessions, and whenever they get taken or stolen or lost or destroyed, we feel like a part of us has been destroyed as well, because we have given our life force to that thing. Me and you have to get to the point where we value nothing in this world. That is not a bad place to be. People hear that statement and they believe, I don't want to not give value to anything in the world. I love my family. I love my friends. I love what my life has amounted to so far. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what we're saying here is that whenever you value something of the world to the point where if it is no longer there, then you feel not whole, then that's a problem, because your love is now conditional based upon whether this person or this material item or this identity that you have given all of its value is there or not. Your love is conditional upon that, and we are here to undo that and understand that we are whole because of the fact we are God's son. We are whole because of the fact we are who we are. Now, that is why it's important for us to remove any value we have given to the world and understand that the world is just a reflection of all aspects of creation. It is an extension of you. It is a reflection of you. You have given the world all the meaning that it has for you, but it means nothing in itself. You are perfectly safe and sound at home in heaven, if you will. Nothing can harm you. Nothing could harm your loved ones, because they are literally you. We are all one, and we just appear different in these different bodies, different skin colors, different styles, different clothing, different success in life, different amounts of money, different everything. This is the world of illusion we are discussing here. And although we can experience this world to the fullest, we are here to deny the denial of truth. Me and you are here to wake up and accept what is really going on here, that me and you are perfection and we are always at one with our source. And although we are experiencing this world of illusion here, we can do so with detachment and clarity and understanding that it is all just a dream anyways, and we can enjoy the dream, but we are not going to be identified with the dream. Don't make a false identity for yourself, because whenever you do that, it becomes harder for you to grow beyond it, and then you imprison yourself. You literally imprison the Son of God with your own beliefs, and now you are going to have to forgive all of those illusions and go through that process again to wake up when you didn't have to make those decisions in the first place. You could just accept truth and move lightly through this world in truth, experiencing truth, not being a label maker, not labeling this as bad or good, true, false, this, that, you, me, him, her, all those labels. We just walk through this world in oneness, and that is a beautiful state to be in, because you are experiencing different aspects of yourself. You will no longer have no hate in your heart for nobody. because you understand that whatever is being done out there in the world is not really being done in truth. It is just simply an illusion. You have no more jealousy in your perception, no envy, because you understand that the same success that that individual has over there is the same success that you are. You are literally the same presence that animates that person over there. You are, it is all one, it is all connected, and it is beyond what words can convey. But whenever you experience this, there will be no form of any type of fear whatsoever in your heart or in your awareness, because you have removed it, you have ridded yourself from it. You have simply accepted atonement. At one mint, you have simply accepted truth. You no longer are denying truth, and that's what the world is doing. They are denying truth by valuing things of this world, which is not a bad thing, but it is bad to the extent to which you feel like you need that outcome. Whenever you value all things equally, because you understand that all things are equivalent counterparts to you, and everything is valued equally, and you are exerting equal love towards all that is, and you are receptive to equal love towards from all that is, again, unexplainable. If he asks as if he does not know, it merely shows he does not want to be the thing he is. He has accepted it because he lives, has judged against it and denies its worth, and has decided that he does not know the only certainty by which he lives. This is some powerful stuff we're discussing, by the way. Thus, he becomes uncertain of his life, for what it is has been denied by him. It is for this denial that you need Atonement. Your denial made no change in what you are, but you have split your mind into what knows and does not know the truth. You are yourself. There is no doubt of this, and yet you doubt it. But you do not ask what part of you can really doubt yourself. It cannot really be a part of you that asks this question, for it asks of one who knows the answer. Were it part of you, then certainty would be impossible. Atonement remedies the strange idea that it is possible to doubt yourself and be unsure of what you really are. This is the depth of madness, yet it is the universal question of the world. What does this mean except the world is mad? Why share its madness in the sad belief that what is universal here is true? Nothing the world believes is true. It is a place whose purpose is to be a home where those who claim they do not know themselves can come to question what it is they are. Powerful, mind-blowing. I've never heard nothing as powerful as this statement right here. Let's go ahead and read that one more time, worthy of being highlighted. Really grasp the fullness of that intention, all right? Nothing the world believes is true. It is a place whose purpose is to be a home where those who claim they do not know themselves can come to question what it is they are. Me and you are here right now in these bodies because me and you have came here in this so-called home to claim me and you don't know ourselves. Me and you are here to question what it is that we are. Me and you are here because we don't know who we are. Me and you are here continuously learning, or better said, unlearning all that fear that we believe is real in order to wake up to our natural state of mind. This is powerful. I really hope you received that message right there. One more time. The world is a place whose purpose is to be a home where those who claim they do not know themselves can come to question what it is they are. And they will come again and again until the time Atonement is accepted and they learn it is impossible to doubt yourself and not to be aware of what you are. Only acceptance can be asked of you, for what you are is certain. It is set forever in the holy mind of God and in your own. It is so far beyond all doubt and question that to ask what it must be is all the proof you need to show that you believe the contradiction, that you know not what you cannot fail to know. Is this a question or a statement which denies itself in statement? Let us not allow our holy minds to occupy themselves with senseless musings such as this. We have a mission here. We did not come to reinforce the madness that we once believed in. Let us not forget the goal that we accepted. It is more than just our happiness alone we came to gain. What we accept is what we are proclaims. What we accept as what we are proclaims what everyone must be along with us. Whatever me and you believe we are going to believe the world is. Meaning, if me and you not only believe but know we are as God created us, we will know that certainty for everyone else as well. However, if I believe that I'm a body, I am going to think that the world is a body. So you have to keep in mind all moments in time the remembrance of who you really are, and a good way to know what you are believing you are right now is by looking outside of yourself. Do you see that individual as love and light and as the Son of God? If not, you believe that they are a body, and if so, then you believe you are a body as well. And if so, you are doomed. You are in a state of hell. You are imprisoned because the body is not free. The body is dust. It is nothingness in itself, but it is whatever meaning you ascribe to it. And whenever you believe that's who you are limited by this world. Whenever you transcend that belief, however, and you remember who you really are, you understand that you are wherever your awareness goes. You are wherever your thoughts and your attention goes. And that is as limitless as your imagination, which is limitless, which is as limitless as God, which is eternity, which is infinite, which is limitless. There is no words to describe the infinityness of that experience, but you can go as far as you allow yourself to go. There's a statement which is, whatever the mind of man can conceive and bring itself to believe, it can achieve. Meaning, if you can conceive of a desire, if you can give birth to a desire in your mind, and you can believe that its attainment is possible, you can be in the receptive mode to it. You can receive it. So keep that in mind. You are limitless. You are not this body. Again, that cannot be said enough times, because as long as you believe you are this individual, this body, this self-image, this low esteem self-image, or this grandiose self-image, you are seeing others as unequivalent counterparts to you. Therefore, you believe you are separate. Whenever you see everyone as one, your life will change forever. And I'm sure it already has. Now let's continue. It is more than just our happiness alone we came to gain. What we accept as what we are proclaims what everyone must be along with us. Fail not your brothers, or you fail yourself. Powerful. Look lovingly on them, that they may know that they are part of you and you of them. This does atonement teach, and it demonstrates the oneness of God's Son is unassailed by his belief. He knows not what he is. Today accept atonement, not to change reality, but merely to accept the truth about yourself and go your way, rejoicing in the endless love of God. It is but this that we are asked to do. It is but this that we will do today. 5 minutes in the morning and at night we will devote to dedicate our minds to our assignment for today. We start with this review of what our mission is. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. We have not lost the knowledge that God gave to us when he created us like him. We can remember it for everyone, for in creation are all minds as one, and in our memory is the recall how dear our brothers are to us in truth, how much a part of us is every mind, how faithful they have really been to us, and how our Father's love contains them all. In thanks for all creation, in the name of its creator and his oneness with all aspects of creation, we repeat our dedication to our cause today with each hour as we lay aside all thoughts that would distract us from our holy aim. For several minutes, let your mind be cleared of all the foolish cobwebs which the world would weave around the Holy Son of God, and learn the fragile nature of the chains that seem to keep the knowledge of yourself apart from your awareness, as you say. I will accept at-one-ment, i.e., atonement, for myself, for I remain as God created me. This has been a very powerful lesson me and you have been discussing here today. Let's go ahead and remember the fragile nature of the chains that seem to keep the knowledge of ourself apart from our awareness. I would like to conclude today by mentioning another analogy. It's not really an analogy, but there's this thing that is done with elephants, okay? So with elephants, whenever they are these tiny little baby elephants, they are chained to a weak little pole in the ground with a chain, but of course they're babies still and don't have as much strength as they do when they're grown adults. So they try to go in every direction and they tug that little chain, and they are unable to leave that chain that is on their leg because their owners put it on them so that way they can be trained to stay in that vicinity and not run away, obviously. Now, as that elephant grows up, it is pegged to that chain, and that chain is pegged in the ground by this weak little stick. But because the elephant, as a child, as a baby, so many times tried to get out of that chain and it just didn't, it formed a belief in the elephant's mind of, I am limited to where this chain could go. As far as this chain goes is as far as I go. And although the elephant is a grown, fully magnificent beast who weighs tons, and it can easily destroy that stick, that peg, that chain in an instant, it doesn't even try, because its belief system has been formed and programmed and solidified that it believes what it believed when it was a child. It believes what it believed when it was a baby. It believes that it can only go as far as the chain will permit it. And if it were just to try to test that belief, it would see that that peg would fly right out of the ground. But that elephant is not aware of its magnificence and its power. Now, that's kind of what me and you are doing from time to time, is me and you are magnificent, we are powerful, we are literally as God created us, which is so much more than what words can convey. Me and you use a lot of different attributes to describe who we really are, but even those are not going to fully allow us to understand the magnificence of who we really are. Now, we grow up as little babies in this world and we think that we are these bodies and we are literally magnificent creatures and creations, but because since birth we have been programmed with these weak ass little beliefs, and we have thought them so many times, because remember, that's all a belief is just a thought that you continue to think. We have thought these thoughts so much they became beliefs. They formed beliefs that have become solidified in our mind, and now we are adults in these bodies and we are these magnificent creations of God, but we are limited by these beliefs. And if we were like the elephant and would just go a little further than what that belief seems to permit us to go, we would break free from that belief, that we understand that we are more powerful than we made that belief, and we can just as easily no longer give it power. Do you know how much effort it takes to keep a belief? Those beliefs do not mean anything. That belief in your mind is being held up and being kept alive due to your attention to it, and all your energy and life force is leaking in that direction, trying to keep this belief system alive, when you can flow fully all your energy in one direction of creation, and you can become so much more than you ever thought you could be in this body and in this world. But you can't do that whenever your energy is leaking, trying to uphold these false belief systems. And the only way, the first step to transcend those belief systems is to understand that that is all they are, is a belief. And you can change a belief just as easily as you formed it. If you can form a belief, you could change it. Now, what me and you are doing is even transcending that, because we understand that truth is not even a belief. Truth is just true. It does not require belief. And whenever you are anchored in truth and oneness, it requires no effort on your part, and therefore you are free to direct your energy and attention wherever you desire. So we're going to pause right there. Do not forget the magnificence of your being, and we are going to meet here again for tomorrow's lesson 140 of A Course in Miracles. I will see you there.